Something else I'm not supposed to say. Ain't but two genders. Two genders. Ain't nothing but men and women. And I can already see WRL out there. They got they licking their pencils right now, trying to write fierce as they can. Get every word of this here. Get every word of this. You can go to the doctor and get cut up. You can go down to the dress shop and get made up. You can go down there and get drugged up. But at the end of the day, you were just a drugged up, dressed up, made up, cut up, man or woman. You ain't changed what God put in you, that DNA. You can't transcend God's creation. I don't care how hard you try. The transgender movement in this country, if there's a movement in this country that is demonic and that is full of the spirit of Antichrist, it is the transgender movement. It's time for grown-ups and time for Christians to start standing up and being unafraid to tell the truth. Come after me if you want to. I don't care. You want my head? Here it is right here. Come on, come get it. I don't care, because it's time for us to stand up. Now, I'm not afraid to stand up and tell the truth about that issue. They're dragging our kids down into the pit of hell, trying to teach them that mess in our schools. Tell you like this, that ain't got no place at no school. 2 plus 2 don't equal transgender. It equals 4. We need to get back to teaching them how to read instead of teaching them how to go to hell.
So guys, if you follow EFA, you feel like we do. In Mark Robinson, we've got a great advocate for children. I think the best advocate the state of North Carolina has had in government in a very long time. He's willing to stand up and say the things that we're all thinking and we're all experiencing, but a lot of times we're afraid to say it, right? What the lieutenant governor here is saying is that the transgender movement, not people, the movement is evil, because the movement is using government agents, which I'll talk about in a minute, using government agents to coerce young, impressionable children to change their gender. You see, these radical progressives believe that biological sex is mitigated and controlled by culture, not by nature. It's completely preposterous. Yet the people that are always telling us follow the science, remarkable how they don't take their own advice, if you will. But of course, hypocrisy is never a big deal to progressives. It's a prerequisite, actually, to being a progressive, I think. So there's a lot of attention now in North Carolina on transgender grooming in the schools. We see it everywhere. We just reported that a second school district that we know of in North Carolina, that would be New Hanover Schools, has a gender support plan. And what it does is this. It asks teachers, hey, you got a student that's indicated they want to change their gender. Great. You got to fill out this form, pretty extensive form. And the form on it, it says, how supportive on a scale from 1 to 10 do you think the parents are of little Johnny or little Susie? It asks the teachers or the administrator or counselor to rank that. And then it goes on to say, well, gosh, if the parents are not supportive, what's the workaround, right? What should we do? The implication here, of course, is that the school in New Hanover County District Schools intend to keep gender changes out of the purview of parents. The plan goes on then to ask for a support person, to identify an adult in the school that would actually support the children in lieu of their own parents. This is insanity. It's really diabolical. It's a way to subvert the family through the child, and it's a way to destroy civil society. It's happening now in North Carolina. It's happening everywhere in North Carolina on our government taxpayer funds. So, this will not stop unless we stop it. It's not going to stop on its own. This movement is not going to go away. Poof, it's gone. For those of you that are still unwilling to speak out, remember, if you're willing to not, to stay silent in the face of evil, that also makes you a sinner. It makes you part of the problem, right? So you have to speak out about this. You have to do that. One way to do it, share our videos. Another way, literally join our newsletter, ednc.org. Get on the newsletter, share the articles. You've got to do your part. So we talked about Mark Robinson, hero in this, in saving children, but there are 3 other unsung heroes I want to bring to your attention now. That would be Senator Ralph Heiss, Norman Sanderson, he's out in District 1 Senate, and then let's see, Warren Daniels. Yeah, I almost forgot. These 3 senators proposed a bill back in 2021, and I'm going to read this for you because I don't want to get it wrong. The Senate bill is 514, so it hasn't made it out of the Senate yet. We want to push for it. Wait till you hear what it does. So parents are going to be able, under this bill, to withhold consent for treatment, activity, or mental health services designed to form a child's conception of gender. Talk to you guys a lot about social emotional learning, SEL. These lessons are embedded in every single class subject in North Carolina. So all 12 academic standards has SEL in it. Most of that SEL is dedicated towards identity formation. How do I know? Well, I've read the lessons, number 1. Number 2, it's actually on the North Carolina DPI's website. Castle SEL, one of the main goals is identity formation. True story. That's one of the goals, identity formation. And it's happening in classrooms all over. Do not think that you're going to be exempt because you live in a red district. It's happening. Moore County, it's happening. Cleveland County, it's happening. It's happening everywhere. The bill, 514, it says the state and its agents, teachers, may not infringe on parental rights when they withhold consent. So you'll be able to say, hey, I want my child out of the SEL portion in math that talks about gender identity, right? Okay, so this bill is a good one. So again, parents can withhold consent for treatment designed to change gender. It's happening in classes, and the state and its agent can't take away that right. Now, it goes on, this bill, to say no government agent or employee of the state may encourage a minor to withhold information from parents. That means these gender plans will be unlawful. Any government agent may not withhold information relevant to physical and mental well-being. That is unconstitutional. The parent has the ultimate authority over a child's health and well-being, not the government. It's the parent. If government agents are aware of gender dysphoria, they are to report it to the parents. That means teachers, superintendents, principals, anyone in the employ of schools reports it to parents. All this is, guys, is a recitation of parental rights as it's applicable to mental health ailments or well-being. I mean, that is the parental role. Social emotional learning is taking away parental rights. We have got to stop social emotional learning in the state of North Carolina. So again, let me repeat, this problem, this issue will not stop unless we stop it. So you need to do your contribution, however big or small, okay? So sharing this video with 10 others is a great first start because we want to identify the problem to as many people as possible. And then we also want to put a spotlight on the General Assembly members who are actually doing the good work to reverse this evil in our state. So share the video, sign up for our newsletter, keep being informed. Remember, if you're ignoring this, you're a part of the problem. So we need everybody to do their part to share this information and to get involved, get in the fight, however you can. Thank you for tuning in.